This is an old park in downtown Las Vegas. It's a place where people come to live when they've lost everything and everyone. But a few years ago, this became a place where one man experienced the uncensored grace of God. Meet Cody. At the age of 13, he left home to become part of a hippie community in Haight-Ashbury. He did drugs, he sold drugs, and all total spent about 5 years in various prisons and jails. But because of a lucrative job and a real talent for bass fishing, he was on his way to becoming a millionaire and a crack addict.
I worked in nursing most of my life. I worked for rich and famous people, so that opened the doors to a lot of money, a lot of prestige, and all of that stuff. Then I got into pro bass fishing and was fairly successful there. At the time that I started smoking, I had over $600,000 in the bank. I had a brand new bass boat, Harley, everything. And I slowly but surely smoked it all away, all the way down to filling a backpack, leaving my home, and being on the street.
And that's when Cody arrived here. He slept in a field, he ate out of trash cans, and he spent every single dollar he was given on crack.
This picture here was taken 2 months before I went to church. I was 135 pounds. That is an arrest picture. That's the picture they actually take of you when you go to jail. This was taken 3 months before the other picture. At this part in my life, if I thought you had money in your pocket, I would flat kill you. That's how much hatred I had in my heart. I mean, I didn't care. If you had something that I wanted, I'm gonna get it.
And if I saw you like this, I would give it to you.
Yeah.
Living in this park for 8 months, Cody saw the worst things this world has to offer.
I saw people murdered out here. I saw rapes out here. I saw violence like you've never seen violence. And it didn't seem to me that anybody cared. So of course, when I was homeless, God was really far from me then. But we used to have people come out here and pull up to the gate, and they would have sandwiches and they'd have drinks for us. And they didn't care how high we were, or how whatever we were. And they showed us love. And I think that was the first key to me to kind of start looking at God.
The homeless ministry didn't just offer him sandwiches, but they offered Cody a hot shower, new clothes. But it was all with one condition. He had to come to church. And that's where a simple act of love changed his life.
I walked up in the room where we meet, and this lady named Michelle said, "Good morning, Cody, how are you?" Okay? And then she looked at me and she says, "You need a hug." And I said, "Honey, you don't want to touch me because I haven't had a shower in 3 months. I mean, I smelled. I couldn't stand myself. I mean, it was horrible." That woman says, "You don't smell." And she walked up and she looked in my eyes and she gave me a big hug and told me that Jesus loved me. In that split second, I was somebody. Okay, I was somebody, you know? She even remembered my name. That was the point where I saw God is alive in this world.
A few weeks later, in the field where he slept, Cody got on his knees and just started talking to God.
I remember the words I said. I said, "God, you know what? I have driven my car my whole life, and I've got into nothing but wrecks. I've been addicted. I've had everything. I've lost everything. Now, I want you to drive my car." From that moment on, supernatural stuff started happening in my life. I was the unhappiest homeless guy out here. I had not smiled in a year. All of a sudden, people would come up and they're like, "You must have got some good drugs, man, because you are sure in a good mood." And I'm like, "I found Jesus."
Cody started coming to church every Sunday. He was reading his Bible, volunteering. People at the church even gave him a car and a job and a place to live. Over time, God gave him back everything that he had lost, but he also gave him a new perspective.
I have way more than I ever had. Way more. That hole in my heart that I tried to fill with sex, with drugs, with rock and roll, with things that I could go out and buy is now filled, okay? And I can honestly say that no matter whatever happens to me, no matter what, I know that God's in control and God is going to take care of me.
These days, Cody has a home, he has a wife, a family, even his own business. He's always quick to just give God credit for everything he has. Thankful for the blessings, for the struggles, but most of all, he's just thankful for God's amazing grace.
I'm like almost crying because God picked me up out of the dirt and put me where I am today. I mean, it's It's incredible. What a wonderful God we serve, and all we have to do is be available. That's it, you know?